Are you being able to see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we had started with fault tolerant, our discussion with fault tolerant networks, and we had said that a network can be constituted in the following way. Either it can be an arbitrary connection between a set of computing nodes, or when we are in particular, we are looking at computational distributed network, computer networks which is distributed, or it could be a connection which where computers take the support of switches in between and get connected with one another. So I'm trying to differentiate. I'm trying to differentiate between this case where, let us say, these are computing nodes, and you have an arbitrary interconnection among computers. These are all computing nodes, and the computers themselves, and these, let us say, these are bidirectional links, and the computing nodes are associated with network adapters in which they act both as switches as well as computers, meaning that they they can forward messages from one node to another node, and they can also accept messages which is directed towards it. Hmm. This is one type of network. For example, we will take the example of this um, hypercube, the mesh network. The hypercube network, mesh network will be of this kind. Hypercube. The point-to-point ad hoc networks will be of this kind, and the mesh network will be of this kind. Otherwise, we will have another type where we will have computing nodes, and we will have something called switch boxes, which are essentially switches which forward messages, and the computing nodes will be connected to other computing nodes through switch boxes. And there are networks, ad hoc networks, where a mixture of both are possible, where you have dedicated switches for forwarding messages, and you also have computing nodes which may do only computation or can also perform switching as well. Okay. So with this small introduction, we go to multi-stage networks. So the first, we said that we will discuss many types of networks, their topologies, their resilience against faults. That means in the presence of faults, how their reliability and other parameters of resilience degrade due to a failure process. So that we would like to discuss. And the first type of network topology we would like to discuss is the multi-stage network. That's what we had started with. And before starting a discussion on the resilience analysis of a multi-stage network with and without fault tolerance, we must understand how to build a multi-stage network, how it looks like, and how messages are forwarded through this multi-stage network. So a very common multi-stage network. So what is a multi-stage network? A multi-stage network is a connection from a set of input sources, from a set of inputs called sources to a set of outputs called destinations through a network consisting of links and switch boxes. So if you say what is the generic definition of a multi-stage network? It is a set of inputs called sources, a set of outputs called destinations, which are connected to each other. So you can connect from input sources to output destinations. So again, immediately there is a unidirectional thing in it, from sources to destinations, and therefore the intermediate network is formed by a set of switch boxes and links. A very popular multi-stage network is the butterfly network, and The butterfly net, and how do you differentiate different types of multi-stage networks? By the way, the pattern in which the links and switch boxes are connected. What is the purpose of a multi-stage network? To provide connection from any source to any destination. So the butterfly network, which is connected in a particular way, and we will study that way, also provides connections between sources to destinations. Okay. So it's a non-fault tolerant. The simple butterfly network is a non-fault tolerant multi-stage network built out of 2x2 switches, and we told what are these 2x2 switches. I'm not going into again. And let me go into the structure again. So in this we are considering a k-stage multi-stage network where k equals to 3, which means we are considering a 3-stage multi-stage network, or a 3-stage multi-stage butterfly network. So a butterfly network which is 3-stage has 8 inputs, has 8 outputs, and suppose you have computing nodes, and you want to say that computers, this is a connection between computers to computers. So what you could have is that the output of a computer, say suppose, therefore it is a connection between 8 computers, computer 0, computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, up to computer 7. It is a connection between 8 computers. So if it is a connection between 8 computers, then these are the outputs, output pins of the output IO pins of these 8 computers. These are the output pins. At the input, what do you have? The output computing pins, output IO pins of these 8 computers. And on this side of the same 8 computers, of computer 0, computer 1, computer 2, you have the input IO pins. Are you okay with me? Right? If this is a connection between 8 computers, then essentially, because this is an unidirectional structure from input to output, so how do you build a connection between 8 computers? So suppose computer 0, you will attach the output IO pin of computer 0 to this 0, and you will attach the input IO pin of computer 0, to this one, right? So now if you want to send messages from, say, computer 0 to computer 4, what would you do? You can, for example, you will send the output from computer 0 through this link, and then you will set the first switch in this way, so the output goes to 4, and then it traverses to 4 using this path and goes to 4, right? So therefore, any questions here? Any questions? Any questions? Hello, are you being able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
No, understood everything. Okay, very fine.
Hello.
Yes, please.
So could you please explain that input output part again? That was a little ambiguous there.
Right. So you tell me what is clear to you and what is, means, where is the exact confusion?
Sir, those input pins, you said those are the output IO pins
Right.
of the computers?
So this is the input to the network, right?
Right,
This
sir.
one, this is the input to the network, right? On the left, you have the inputs to the network. So
Yes,
if
sir.
these inputs will be provided by whom? The computing nodes.
Okay.
The output
Okay.
IO pins of the computing nodes will go to the inputs of this network.
Okay. Right, sir.
And suppose, and what will the outputs drive? What will the feed? What will these outputs feed? The inputs to different computing nodes, right?
Okay. Okay.
Input IO pins.
Fine, sir. Got it.
Will feed the input IO pins. Any other question? No. So now let us see first how to build this network. The first point here, there are 2 to the power k inputs and 2 to the power k outputs. So you have 8 inputs and 8 outputs. Fine. To the network. You have k stages. So you have 3 stages where k equals to 3. Fine. And at each stage you have 2 to the power k minus 1 switches. So at each stage you have 4 switches in a 3-stage network. No confusions. Connections follow a recursive pattern from input to output. Okay. Now this thing I will explain you in 2 ways so that you should be able to build. Suppose if I tell you build a 4-stage network, it is difficult. It is difficult means spatially it will be big, but mentally it has a very routine structure and you should be able to just build it. How do you build a network like this? See, before coming to this point, I will tell you another point. That take any switch box. Take any switch box at any stage. Let us say take the first switch box or take any switch box in stage 0. You see that the two lines, the two numbered lines in any switch box in stage 0 is separated by 1. So 1 minus 0, 1, 3 minus 2, 1, 5 minus 4, 1, 7 minus 6, 1. At stage 1, you take any switch box in stage 1. So take any two lines, any switch box, any two lines of any switch box. They are separated by 2. 2 minus 0, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 6 minus 4, 2, 7 minus 5, 2. And take any one in stage 2. So you have 7 minus 3, 4, 6 minus 2, 4, 5 minus 1, 4, and 4 minus 0, 4. So which means that at any stage, the two lines in any switch box is separated by 2 to the power I at the ith stage. At the ith stage, say the second stage, the lines are separated by 2 to the power I. So now, suppose I ask you to build a 3-stage network. First, at the output stage, what you can put is, if I ask you to just blindly draw, because first you need to build the structure of the butterfly and then you can do analysis on it. And this structure has to have a routine structure, routinely built structure. How do you build it? So you have 4 switch boxes in stage 0. You can just write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For stage 1, you will write 0. And then the next one has to be separated by 2. So you will write 2. So then who is not there? 1. So in the second switch box, the first line is 1. The second line has to be 3. The third line, in the third switch box, the first one will be 4. The second one has to be 6. Because right? So this way, if you go on writing, you will be able to, it is a very routine process, mechanical process as to how do you number the lines within any switch box. If this is done, the next you see how do you build the structure. You always draw lines with through the same line. So input line to switch box containing 0, and then you draw the line from the first switch box. You basically draw connections between all zeros. You draw connections between all 4s. You draw connections between all 1s. You draw connections between all 5s from input to output. Have you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Have you got my point? Yes. So anybody of you should be able to mechanically draw the structure, right? So if this is so, now come to the point here, this point. So what does it say? Input stage top output line of each switch box is connected to the input lines of a 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly, and the bottom output line of each switch box is connected to the input lines of another 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly. So this point tries to establish as to why do you have a recursive connection? How do you have a recursive connection? So connections follow a recursive pattern from input to output. So see, what is it saying? With respect to this three-stage network, this 2 to the power k cross 2 to the power k stage, 2 to the power 3 cross 2 to the power 3 network, this box on the top is a 2 to the power 2 cross 2 to the power 2 network, and this is another 2 to the power 2 cross 2 to the power 2 network. This is what it is trying to say. And then it is trying to say that the top output line of the input stage, which is the input stage? This is the input stage. This whole thing is the input stage, right? The first stage at the input. So at this, all top lines of the input stage are connected to the top 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly. So all the top lines are connected to, see, this top line is connected to this one, this top line, the second top line is connected to this one, the third top line is connected to this one, and the fourth top line is line 3 is connected to this one. So all the top lines of the input stage are connected to the top 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 or 4 cross 4 butterfly. All the bottom lines are connected to the bottom 4 cross 4 butterfly within the 8 cross 8 butterfly. Have you understood this? Any confusion here? Hello, any confusion?
Sir, in this input stage, the lower two switch boxes, their
Yes.
top output line is connected to the input, right, of the 4x4 stage, the
Correct.
bottom input.
No, not bottom. Why? Why? 2 is connected to, say, the 2. I told that all the 3's will be connected together, all the 2's will be connected together. This is how I told, right? After I told you the numbering scheme, all the 2's will be connected together. So the output of the input stage 2 means in the third switch box, the top line is 2, right? In the third switch box of the input
Yes,
stage from the top.
yes,
So the output 2 from this switch box goes to the top input 2. So the first switch box in stage 1 to the first switch box in stage 1 it goes to, right here.
yes, sir.
And what is it part of? It is part of this 4 cross 4 butterfly. So the top 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly. So this holds. Yes. Hello. Is the confusion still there, or are you okay with this?
Sir, when you say top, you mean the top
Top
box?
means there are two boxes, right? These two boxes.
Okay, okay.
So we have an input stage and a 2 to the power k minus 1 and 2. So how do you build? How do you build a 2 to the power k cross 2 to the power k butterfly? By having one input stage and two additional 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly networks, whole network. For any value of k, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever be the value of k, if you want to build a 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the, 2 to the power k cross 2 to the power k butterfly. For example, here you are trying to build an 8 cross 8 or 2 to the power 3 cross 2 to the power 3 butterfly. What are you having? The constituents are one input stage. This is the input stage, and two separate 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterflies, stacked one above the other. So you have a top 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly and a bottom 2 to the power k minus 1 cross 2 to the power k minus 1 butterfly. Right? So to build an 8x8 butterfly, you have an input stage and two 4x4 butterflies. Are you there with me now, or you
Yes,
still have a
yes,
confusion?
yes, sir,
Yes.
it's fine now.
So now there is a top 4x4 butterfly and a bottom 4x4 butterfly, and then whatever is said that from the input stage, the outputs from the input stage, all top outputs from the input stage will go to the top 4x4 butterfly, and all the bottom outputs from the input stage will go to the bottom 2 to the power 4x4 butterfly. Now this is the structure, but how do you build the structure? What is the mechanical method? You just number the number for each stage, do the numbering for each stage as I told you, and then connect all lines with the same numbers. So what do you mean by connecting? You are designing the links. How do you design the links? What do you connect to what? So essentially you connect all zeros through the links, all ones through the links, all twos through the links, likewise. The structure is done, I think. There should not be any confusion with anybody on this.
Yes, got it.
Okay. So, right. So a switch box in stage I has lines numbered to the power I apart. Already told you this. The output line of every stage go to the input line J of the following stage. This also I told you. You connect all zeros together, all fours together, like this. The numbers in any box other than the output stage are both of the same parity. So other than the output stage, this is the output stage. This, and this. This four switch boxes from the output stage. So other than the output stage, any switch box in any other stage has the same parity. So see 0 and 2 even parity, 1 and 3 odd parity, 4 and 6 even parity, 5 and 7 even parity, likewise. Even for the input stage also, it's the same thing. The butterfly, and another very important thing is that the butterfly is not fault tolerant. There is only one path from any given input to a specific output. So let us see this. So one example, let us take. So let us see what happens when, let us say, tell me any of these switch boxes, if let us say any of the switch boxes fail, any arbitrary switch box, let us say this 1 3 fails in between. So if this 1 3 fails, then where does to which output lines does this 1 3 go to? This 1 3 goes to this if you take this path, let us say you take this path, if you take, then you can connect to this line, or if you take this path, then you can connect to this line. So basically, and if you take this path, then you are connecting to this line or this line. So therefore, if 1 3 is down, if this 1 3 becomes faulty, then it will affect in some way or the other the output line 0 1 2 and 3. Are you okay with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me which input lines will be affected due to the failure of 1 3? Similar to the output, which input lines?
So 2, 3, and 6, 7.
2 3 and 6 7. 2
Sir,
3.
1 5 and 3 7.
1 5 and 3 7. Yes, 1
1
5
5
and
3.
3 7. Why did you say 2 3?
Okay,
1
those
5 and
input
3 7.
pins, I
See,
was naming them 0, 1. Okay, yeah, I got it.
input 1. So sorry, 1. So 1 is gone. Not this one. I have made a. So not this one. So if it is connected like this, then this. So 1 and 5 can possibly go to 1, 3. Similarly, 3 and 7 can possibly go to 1, 3. So now computer number 1, computer number 5, computer number 3 and computer number 7 cannot be connected to computer number 0, computer number 1, computer number 2 and computer number 3. Are you okay with me in this statement? Because of the failure, is there a way in which now 1, 3 has failed? There is no connection, means 1, 3 cannot pass any messages from input to output. Now, because of this, what is the situation we are facing? There is no way that computer number 1, computer number 5, computer number 3 and computer number 7 can be connected to computer number 0, computer number 1, computer number 2 and computer number 3. Are you okay with me?
Yes, sir.
And why did this happen? Because butterfly is non-fault tolerant. There is only one path from any given output to a specific from any given input to a specific output. So there is only one path. That is the problem. So now we said that in stage 2, if there is a failure of a switch box, 4 inputs could not be connected to 4 outputs. This is what happened. Now, what is the, in general, what can happen? If a switch box in stage I fails, 2 to the inputs will no longer be connected to 2 to the power I plus 1 outputs. Now, what happened here? Now, what happened here? Something in stage 1 failed. So we said that 2 to the power, and what is the value of k? K is 3. This is a 3-stage network. So 2 to the power k minus 1, 2 to the power 3 minus 1 inputs. So 2 to the power 2 inputs will no longer be connected to 2 to the power I plus 1 outputs. What is I? 1. So 2 to the power 1 plus 1, which is 2 to the power 2 outputs. Hence, 4 inputs could not be connected to 4 outputs. So then in general, what will happen if something in stage 2 fails? Suppose switch box 2 fails, switch box containing 2 and 6 fails. What will happen? Then then this is a 2 to the I is 2. So 2 to the power 3 minus 1, 2 inputs cannot be connected to what? 8 outputs. There is no way in which 2 inputs, which is 2 and 6, can be connected. There is no way in which the 2 inputs 2 and 6 can be connected to any of the outputs. Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes. If this is understood, then we go to fault tolerance. How do you make this system fault tolerant? So one mechanism of making it, so let us see now again the structure as to how we can make it fault tolerant, and then we will go into the analysis. So how can you make it fault tolerant? By adding an extra stage. So this is an extra stage before, sorry. So this is an extra stage before the input stage. So you add an extra stage and you add bypass multiplexers around switch boxes at the input and output stages. A failed switch can be bypassed by routing around it. So for the input and output stages, you have bypass multiplexers. So suppose this switch box fails, this links will still be there operating. See, we will see how this is being employed. Now, the claim is that by having this structure, so at the input and output you have for the extra stage and for the output stage you have bypass multiplexers around the switches, and you have added an extra stage by repeating what? By repeating the output stage. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, See, you have connected 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have just made a mirror image of stage 0 as the extra stage, and then as the convention is, you have connected same numbered lines. So 0 is connected to 0, 1 is connected to 1, 2 is connected to 2, 3 is connected to 3, likewise. You have just made this connection. Structure wise, any confusion? Yes?
No, sir.
No. So the claim is that this makes the network tolerant to one switchbox failure. So if this, what does this mean? If there is one switchbox failure in any place in the network, even the extra stage, anywhere, you can still connect an input to the output. Means any input can be connected to any output, or and a particular input can be still be connected to any output. Any particular input can be connected to any of the outputs. Right? This is the claim. One switch box. So let us see an example as to how this can. Let us say stage 0 switch box carrying lines 2, 3 fails. So we are considering the case in which this switch box fails. So if this switch box fails, then what could you do? If this switch box has failed, then it is duplicated by the extra stage. The failed box is bypassed by the multiplexer. So what do you do? Now this connection, you will make this one. And we know that even if the switch box has failed, this connection will still be working. So 2 is bypassed and 3 is also bypassed. So what can't you do? You cannot connect these links. These are not possible. So how does the extra stage help here? Suppose you want to connect to you want to connect from 2 to 3. You want to connect to 3. You want to connect from this 2 input to 3. So what can you do? You just make this connection. So in the extra stage, what will happen from 2C? You still will be able to connect to 3. Even if this switch box in the output stage has failed, by setting the extra stage from input line 2 to 3, you will be able to connect to output 3. Before this, you could not connect to output 3. Now you are still able to connect to. If you want a connection from anything, are you getting my point? You'll still be able to do it. If you want to connect from 2 to 2, you will still be able to do that, and using the bypass connection, you will be able to connect to 2. Right? If 2 wants to connect to 3, it is still possible. Anything that wants to connect to 2, suppose 0 wants to connect to 2, how would it do? 0 wants to connect to 2, how would it do? So 0 comes here, it comes to 2, it will go to this one. Now if 0 wants to connect to 3, so if 0 wants to connect to 3, how would it do? Earlier it would do this. So this one and this one it would come to 1, and then here, so it would take this path 2, 3, and it can still take this path. 0 wants to connect to 2, it can do. The problem is, what happens if 2 wants to connect to 3? It could not. Why? Because earlier, if 2 wanted to connect to 3, then it would take this path. 2 wants to connect to 3. This was the input stage, right? Earlier, this was the input stage. Stage 2 was the input stage. So it would go through 2, it would connect like this, come here, and then it would take this path and connect to 3. 2 wants to connect to 3. Now 2 can still connect to 3. Previously, if this extra stage was not there and these bypass connections were not there, then 2 would not be able to connect to 3. I may have confused you a bit, but I can answer if you have a question. If you ask me a question that you could not understand something, I can still answer you. So my point is, this was the input stage without the extra stage. We were seeing as to how can we connect in different inputs to 2 and 3, right? We are saying that previously we could connect, means when 2 3 was not faulty, we can connect, we know that. Now when 2 3 becomes faulty, without an extra stage and without the bypass multiplexers, 2 cannot connect to 3. 2 cannot connect to 3. Why? Because the input will go from 2, from here, it will flow from here, and then it will go here, and then it will come here, and then it will take this path within the switch and go to 3, output 3. But now this switch box has failed. You without with the bypass multiplexer, suppose you have, but you do not have the extra stage, you cannot connect still, because the bypass multiplexers give you a connection from 2 to 2 and from 3 to 3, but it does not allow you to connect from 2 to 3. So how can you connect from 2 to 3? You can use this extra stage. You have this 2 and you directly come to 3 here, and then you essentially is going, it will connect to 3, and through this bypass multiplexer you will be able to connect to 3. Is there a confusion here, or is it understood? Now you can ask questions. I have explained at least this one as much as I could. If you have questions, I can explain you. Yes.
Sir, in input, it is also bypass, no, sir?
Yes,
Extra stage.
input also we have this bypass, but in the extra stage network nothing has failed. So if your switch box has not failed, you do not use bypass connections. Why have you used bypass connection for stage 0? Because this switch box 2 3 has failed, and our mechanism is that if a switch box fails, we will use the bypass connections. Because the switch box has failed, so we have to use the bypass multiplexer to connect 3 to 3 and 2 to 2. So that is the additional fault tolerance that we are providing, along with an extra stage. How do you build an extra stage? By repeating the output stage, by having a mirror of the output stage at the input, before the input stage.
Sir, if suppose 4-6 block in 4,4 butterfly fails.
4,4 butterfly, 4,6. So you want to say this switch box? Which switch box are you talking about?
4-6. Yes, sir, that one.
4,6. So if 4,6 fails, so yes, taking that, let us say I have for example, I will take that, but let me take this example which I already have. Then I will explain you what the exact question that you have asked. So your question is, if a switch box at the non-output stage fails. So I have an example where a switch box in stage 2 fails. In particular, this switch box 0,4 fails. I will also take your example, by the way, and try to say, but if required, first understand what happens if 0,4 fails.
Okay, sir.
What do you do if 0,4 fails? What is the logic that you have to? So the logic is this: the extra stage is set so that input line 0 is switched to output line 1 and input line 4 is, so what happens if 0,4 fails and the input line 4 to output line 5, input line 4 to output line 5. Input line 4 to output line 5. So you cannot use 0 and 4. So how do you connect to make it similar to 0 and 4? So because you cannot use 4, you connect it to 5 and use 5. So, and now see as to how you can actually connect any output to any, you can still connect, you can still keep one path between any lines, any lines. So what do you do again? You have to bypass the failed switch box, right? You have to bypass the failed switch box. This switch box cannot be used. So now, as we told that we have to have, therefore, from inputs to the outputs, we have to be able to connect input 0 and 4 to whom do we have to connect? To any of the 8 outputs. To any of the 8 outputs we have to connect. So what can you do? To when let us say input 4, when computer 4 wants to connect to any of the outputs, what do? You just use the extra stage and connect and make this link, and make this link, this set it as 4 to 5, right? You connect the input line 4 to 5. So what happens? So when you connect input line 4 to 5, what was the problem? This is the input stage of the original butterfly. Forget this extra stage. This extra stage is an extra thing. But what happens if 0, 4 at the input fails? Just think of the example that I took earlier. What happens when something at stage I fails? How many inputs cannot be connected to how many outputs? So if this is the case, then when input 0,4 fails, then exactly input line 0 and input line 4 cannot be connected to any of the 8 outputs. Are you okay with me with this statement? Input line 4, computer number 0 and computer number 4 cannot be connected to any of the other computers.
Yes, sir, because there is no other alternate path connecting
Correct.
those in.
Correct. Now, how can you bypass? So you have to bypass this switch. So you have to make a provision such that computer 0 and computer 4 can be connected to all the other computers. So how do you do that? You use the extra stage. What do? You set the input line 0. So now you are using this extra stage. So what do? If you want to connect input line 0 to any of the other computers, you just take input line 0. Now the input comes from where? The output IO pin of computer 0. So you take input line 0 in this switch box here and set it to go to output line 1. So now this is the input stage. So through this connection here, computer 0 can connect to any of the outputs. If suppose computer 0 wants to connect to computer number 2, what can it do? Computer number 2, if it wants to go to, it will go. Now what will it do? From 0 it has come to 1, then it comes to this 1, and then it will have to go to 5, and then from then it will have to go to no, sorry, this I made a mistake. No, it will not go to 5. So what will it do? It will go to 1, and from here it will go to 3, and from 3 it will take this line, and from here it will go to 2, and it will go to the output number 2. So if computer 0 wants to connect to computer number 2, it could not. earlier because 0,4 this switch box has failed. Now with the extra stage and by connecting input line 0 to output line 1 in the first switch box of the extra stage, you can still connect 0 to computer number 2 on the other side like this. Are you okay with me? Have you understood how you can connect computer number 0 to computer number 2? Even if this switch box containing 0,4 at stage 2 has failed?
Yes, sir. It is now being routed to that 1.5 box because
Right.
0.4 it couldn't. Okay.
Right.
So if 1.5 also fails,
Essentially,
then there is no way
uh-huh.
that can. If the box 1.5 also fails,
No, then we told that the network becomes tolerant to one switch box failure. You have to have any fault tolerant computing wherever you do. You cannot make anything absolutely fault tolerant. So you have to have a fault model or assumptions as to how faults can happen, an upper bound as to how much fault can happen. If that is so, you have to use another extra stage. But with this extra stage, with one extra stage and connect using the bypass multiplexer, this structure, it is tolerant to one switch box failure. That is our assumption. And now we have to actually see that yes, it is actually tolerant to one switch box failure. Anything else other than that, we cannot see, we should not see. Because our fault model is that there can be at most one switch box failure, and we built our network according to that assumption.
yes.
Yes. Any other questions from anybody else?
Yes, sir. Does this extra stage is beneficial only for the if the switch is faulty at input or output, or an intermediate stage also?
Intermediate stage also. Suppose
So one example for that. I mean,
any one switch box, yes. Any switch box failure you take. Suppose 1, 3. So first you have to understand which of the inputs can't you connect. Which of the inputs can't you connect due to this failure here? So essentially, you cannot connect 4 inputs. What are these 4 inputs? You cannot
1,
connect
5, 3,
1,
7,
5 and 3,
3,
7.
7.
Yes, you cannot connect 1, 5 and 3, 7. So you have to whom can't you connect? Again, the second question is to whom can't you connect? You cannot connect to computer number 0, computer number 1, and computer number 2 and computer number 3. So you have to connect the extra stage in some way. You have to use the extra stage so that when I have to use this net, so you cannot say that all. Okay, another assumption maybe I have not told you that you cannot think in your mind that any computer should connect should be able to connect to any output in parallel. In every cycle, everybody is communicating to everybody else. No, in one cycle only one input computer is connecting to one output computer. In the second cycle, another person can communicate to another. Like in a bus, you cannot connect to anybody, right, at a given time. So similarly, you cannot have everything parallel, even for the simple network, without faults, right? So what we are trying to analyze then, we are trying to analyze that we have a path from any input to any output or not. That if some computer, any input computer wants to connect to any output computer, do I have a path? If I have a path, I should be satisfied. Yes, my network has given that even under the for failure of one switch box anywhere in the network, I am being able to connect my any input to any output. So when we are considering 1, 3, we see that we should have provisions for connecting 1, 5 and 3, 7 to 0, 1 and 2, 3. So now, so how can we connect 1 to, let us say, now the input to 1 comes from here. Are you being able to see the screen? So the input to 1 comes from here. So now we should be able to connect it to 2. So let us say, how can we connect it to 2? Now, how can we connect it to 2?
We can switch at input 1 and 0,
Right.
and then
I
0 will,
can this. Yes.
and then 0 to next 0 2.
Yes.
It
Pratiksha,
will
have
go
you
to-
got the point?
Yes, yes, got it.
And thinking in this way, any of the input lines 1, 5, 3, and 7 can be connected to any of the output lines 0, 1, 2, and 3 by bypassing 1, 3. Okay. Okay, so let us proceed. Now, I think our time is already up, but let us do this definition so that tomorrow we don't have to do the definitions at least. So we have around 4-5 minutes left, and I have around 10 definitions to make. So before going on to the analysis of of resilience, how do you analyze the resilience of a network against faults, we have to understand the measures of resilience. So the quantify the resilience of a network or its degradation in the presence of node and link failures. Graph theoretic measures. So what are the graph theoretic measures? Node link connectivity. So what do you mean by connectivity? Connectivity is the minimum number of nodes or links that must be removed from the graph in order to disconnect it. So our network is a graph essentially, right? It's a connection between nodes and links. So the first graph theoretic measure is connectivity. So what is the minimum number of nodes or links that I have to remove, that has to fail, so that my connectivity is lost? For example, in the extra stage network, if I remove one switch box, the system or the network does not fail. Connectivity is still there. However, if I remove two switch boxes, the connectivity is no more there. Right? So the minimum number of switch boxes, or else in the simple butterfly network without the extra stage, connectivity is lost if you remove one switch box. So the connectivity for the simple butterfly network is 1, and the connectivity of the extra stage butterfly network is 2. So when a node is removed, all incident links are removed as well. Higher the connectivity, more resilient is the network to faults. Obvious. Then another measure is diameter stability. So before diameter stability, we have to take 2-3 definitions. Then what is the distance? The first is the definition of distance. The distance between a source and destination node in a network is defined as the smallest number of links that must be traversed in order to forward a message from source to destination. We saw in our network that we have only one path from any source to any destination. But when we have this extra stage, we now have multiple paths. So now, and obviously, in some arbitrary network, not in this case in particular, I'm saying that in any particular network, you can have multiple paths for going from a particular source to a particular destination. Some of these paths may be shorter than others. So then what is the measure of distance? What is this parameter distance telling me? Distance between a source and a destination node in a network is defined as the smallest number of links among all the paths, right, that must be traversed in order to forward a message from source to destination. This is the definition of distance. Given distance, what do you mean by the diameter? Diameter of a network? Diameter of a network is the longest distance between any two diameter of a network is the longest distance between any two nodes. So again, this is the longest distance. So you can have multiple paths, so multiple distances. What longest distance is the, sorry, you have multiple paths in the network from different sources to different destinations. Now what is the longest distance? So now what is the longest distance? Hello, are you being able to listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So distance is between any source and destination pair, the minimum number of links, right? Minimum number of links. Now there will be a distance between each source destination pair. The longest distance between any source destination pair in the network is the diameter of the network. Okay, if this is the definition of diameter, then what is diameter stability? Diameter stability focuses on how rapidly diameter increases when nodes fail. So what happens when nodes will fail? The probability of the diameter increasing, the diameter will increase. The probability of the diameter increasing will increase. The probability of the diameter increasing will increase. Why? Because when some of these links or switch boxes fail, then some of the paths are no longer exist between source destination pairs. So what happens? The minimum distances in such a network is going to increase, right? So it is probable that the diameter of the network will also increase. Okay. So what do you mean by diameter stability? Does the diameter still remain same in spite of a failure? So how many failures can it tolerate? Can the network tolerate before the diameter increases? Are you with me? No.
Yes.
Yes, fine. So then diameter stability focuses on how rapidly the diameter increases as nodes fail. One deterministic measure is persistence. So what is the minimum number of nodes? What is the minimum number of nodes that must fail in order for the diameter to increase? For example, an example of persistence, if you take a cycle graph, so what is a cycle graph? Nodes connected like this. So this is the cycle graph. In a cycle graph, what is the diameter? So for all nodes, why is the example of a cycle graph important? Means taking here because all nodes have the same diameter from any source destination pair. If you take the longest, means the diameter of the network is always n by 2, because for any given node, the farthest node is always n by 2 links apart. The distance of the farthest node from any node in a cycle graph is n by 2. Are you with me? The shortest path from a node to the farthest node is always n by 2. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Sorry, I may be a bit boring, but yes. And, and so when there is a failure of, let us say, one node, then what happens? The diameter jumps from n by 2 to n minus 2. Why? Because one of the nodes are gone, then you do not have a cycle anymore and you have a path, right? And the probabilistic measure is that, okay, this is the last definition. Okay, we'll take tomorrow. Fine. And then we will go into analysis. We are done with definitions. Oh no, we are not done with definitions. A few more. Okay, we'll do tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Monday we
Thank
are
you, sir.
having an extra class. Yes, Monday we are having an extra class from 5 to 6.
Sir, I have a doubt in the example.
Which example?
The butterfly one.
Okay.
Can you go to the previous
you
slide,
have,
sir?
if others can go. If somebody has class, you can ask me.
Can you go to the previous slide, sir?
I am in slide number 5.
No, sir. I am able to see 8th slide.
Sir, actually the video is a little bit delayed, so I will have to
Oh.
wait.
Okay.
I am now in slide number 5. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. But I am able to see 8th slide only. Okay, sir. No problem. But like if 04 block and 26 block, both the blocks are not working at the same time,
Then you cannot do anything. I
then
told that the
also,
system is tolerant to one switch box failure.
yes, sir. But like there won't be problem, I guess, if the both blocks fault also.
Which ones?
04 and 26 in the same stage.
04 and 26. Okay. So
Because of
04
failure
and
of
26.
04 block, we are using 15 block, and there is no intervention of 26 block. So if 26
Fine,
block
but
also fail, there won't be problem, I feel.
but see, will the system be tolerant? I will see this what you are saying. This possibly because it is in the same input stage, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why whatever you are saying is okay. But the point is, can you say that it is tolerant to two switch box failures in the worst case? No.
No, sir.
What I am saying is that one switch box failure anywhere in the network, if it fails, the system is still tolerant to that failure.
Yes, sir. Right.
That's fine. We
Fine,
stop
sir.
here.
Thank you, sir.